Bye.
Hey everybody, it's Doug Green and I'm the publisher of Technology Reseller News, and it's my pleasure to have in person today Michael Gough of Intelligent Communication Assistant, also ICA. Michael, thank you for joining me today.
Thank you, Doug. It's good to see you face to face.
So in just a few minutes, actually, you're going to be appearing on the stage here at Cloud Connections 2025 Live.
Yes, sir.
And you're going to be in our, I think, our first ever product or solution showcase. And you're among a handful of companies that's showing off their inventions. And so first of all, good luck.
Thank you. I'm excited. I think we have a lot to offer the room because it's a group of C-level entrepreneurs, and they have products in this same space, and no one has solved the problem yet. I mean, how many robocalls do you get a month?
Right. Well, I would say probably about in a month, I'm guessing about 2 or 3 a day. So it must be 30 to 60, maybe 70.
The average is 31.
Okay.
And the fraud associated with that average is huge. And if you look at how there's 40 billion robocalls every year annually, there's 20 billion texts, and there are 1 trillion phishing scams, and those threats are proliferating and getting worse, not better. Let me explain why. One, AI has never been here to solve the problem, and without AI, you couldn't be the epicenter for all the applications that play in the space, like text, voice, email, branded calling. So we are the glue that brings all of those things together, and because they're all fragmented without a common solution. So if it rings on our network, it's worth answering. So if you look at branded calling as an example, they have reason codes, and they have logos, and they have tokens that authenticate the call. But what we have is way beyond a reason code. We ask the question why by analyzing the fingerprints and the behavioral patterns of the caller. Now let's go through an example. If it is a Rite Aid or the police department or my daughter's school, then those are legitimate calls. They'll be passed right through untouched. But if it is a spammer, the network has metadata, and that network metadata might be caller ID, might be caller name, might be the IP address that they're calling from. So let's say that this spammer is calling me for the first time. The network metadata will know that this is a spammer because there are millions of other ICA users out there, and this spammer has called those, so it gets a reputation, a behavior, a fingerprint, and so when it calls me, it knows that the caller is a spammer, and therefore it wouldn't connect the call.
Now, Michael, you said something interesting to me about Waze, and we all know if you've ever used Waze, Waze is constantly learning. It's learning in real time, and it also has historical information.
It also takes input from its users that are using the app while you're sleeping. So when you get up, get in your car, Waze already knows the traffic patterns because it's 365, 24/7. And it gets input from all the other Waze users. Likewise, ICA and the ICA users benefit from each other because of the behavioral patterns that has happened. While I might not have been a part of those behavioral patterns, but when the scammer comes to me, it knows that the behavior of that IP address.
Now, one thing I was wondering about is what about the what I call the wanted unwanted call? We all do business with organizations, if you will, on a one-time basis. Maybe it's a phone call you really don't want to get from the hospital, from the police, from the bank, and so on. But I've never told my assistant, my digital assistant, can I do business with these people? I normally don't.
If it is a legitimate call, like the Rite Aid or the
Right.
hospital or the police department, it's going to come through, and it'll come through undeterred. However, if we all have that caller that we don't want to talk to, always calls at a bad time, and you send them to voicemail. If your trend, your pattern is to send that person to voicemail, then ICA will learn and automatically send it to voicemail. If it is someone that has been trying to reach me and I've been trying to reach them, but I'm on the phone, it will tell that person, hey, I know you're important. Michael's on the phone right now. Would you like me to send him a text? And you'll send me a text saying, hey, you've been trying to reach Doug. Do you want to take the call? And if I say no, schedule an appointment, ICA will look at my calendar and then be my digital assistant, my digital twin, and schedule the call with you at a time that works for you. And it'll send the invites without me being involved.
Does ICA represent an opportunity for anybody?
It does. The folks here, branded calling as an example, or another example would be Stir Shaken. I think we would all agree that Stir Shaken is not the savior that we thought it would be, and it needs some help. We enhance those applications so that they work 100% of the time. You know yourself that Stir Shaken, let me say it differently, voice IP calls represent 1/3 of all the calls in the United States, so about 30%. And a quarter of those calls terminate on TDM. So for 67% of the calls in the United States, Stir Shaken's not a solution. And for that quarter of the percent of that 30%, it's not a solution because it's terminated on TDM, and Stir Shaken doesn't cross the boundaries. So if you think about ICA in the middle, and you've got branded calling, Stir Shaken, and texting, we're the glue that communicates back and forth between all of these applications so that they work globally.
How do you get ICA? Do you buy it directly or do you go through an agent?
We license it. So we're here looking for about 3 or 4 more partners, like Comeo would be a good example. And we would enhance what they're already doing, giving their users a better experience. Branded calling, we would enhance what they are doing to give their users a better experience without spam and scam.
So this also could be like a recurring income opportunity for somebody as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, we're anticipating this will cost less than $10 from the carrier. And the carrier then also has an opportunity beyond the digital twin to offer a digital assistant. And you could say in the morning, hey, here's my schedule today. But it already knows my schedule, but it says if Doug calls while I'm on the phone, I really want to talk to him. So have him hold, and then I'll get off the phone if I'm on the phone. And if Bob calls, send him to voicemail or schedule a call with him tonight because I know he's calling about dinner. Then schedule a call with him at 7 o'clock for bonefish.
Michael, first of all, I want to wish you the very best of luck.
Thank you, Doug.
In the contest here, but I think everybody who showed up basically is offering a real winning idea, and that's the larger concept. Where can we learn more about ICA?
At myica.ai, or you could call me. My number 434-806-4760, or michael.gough@myica.ai. .ica.ai.
Michael, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you, Doug.